6 days before he died, Kyle Busch was standing in victory lane, winning, smiling, doing what he had done better than anyone in NASCAR history. And then, in less than a week, he was gone. No warning, no second chances, no time to say goodbye. Think about that for a second. 6 days. Between the greatest moment of his final season and the moment his family lost him forever. The man who won 234 races, more than any driver who ever lived, was lying on a bathroom floor, struggling to breathe, coughing up blood, while someone frantically dialed 911. The caller's voice on that emergency call is calm, almost unnervingly calm. But the words? The words will stop you cold. And here is what makes this story so devastating. Nobody around him knew how serious it really was. His teammates didn't know. His rivals didn't know. The people inside that facility that Wednesday afternoon had no idea they were watching the final hours of one of the greatest careers NASCAR has ever seen. By the next morning, Kyle Busch was dead. He was 41 years old. What happened inside that simulator facility? What did that 911 call actually reveal? And what did the family confirm as the official cause of death? Because once you hear the full timeline, every detail, every warning sign that was missed, every heartbreaking final moment, you will never forget this story. This is the truth about Kyle Busch's final days. And it is absolutely devastating. Before we get into everything, if you follow NASCAR and want daily breaking stories, subscribe right now so you never miss an update. Now let's go back to the beginning of this tragedy and walk through everything that happened. To understand the magnitude of this loss, you have to know who Kyle Busch was. Over a 22-year NASCAR career spanning from 2004 to 2025, he built a resume that stands among the most impressive in the history of the sport. He tallied 63 Cup Series wins, which ranks 9th all-time, and amassed 234 total wins across NASCAR's top 3 series, more than any driver in history. He was a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion, winning titles in 2015 and 2019. His notable victories include the 2008 Southern 500, the 2015 and 2016 Brickyard 400, and the 2019 Coca-Cola 600. In his final season, he even won the Daytona 500 pole position. Known as NASCAR's villain, he was polarizing, intense, and fiercely competitive. Ryan Blaney once said he was always talked about, won too much, which is why people didn't like him. He was true to who he was, and that never changed. NASCAR CEO Steve O'Donnell called him an American badass. He was the younger brother of NASCAR Hall of Fame member Kurt Busch, and is survived by his wife Samantha, his 11-year-old son Brexton, and his 4-year-old daughter Lennox. He wasn't retired. He was actively racing. His personality made him impossible to ignore, and whether fans loved him or hated him, he always brought energy to the sport. The earliest warning signs appeared weeks before the tragedy. On May 10th, while racing at Watkins Glen International, Busch reported having a sinus cold and radioed his team asking for a shot from a doctor after the race. Many assumed it was minor, just a common cold. Despite being sick, Busch bounced back to win the NASCAR Truck Series race at Dover Motor Speedway just 6 days before his death. After crossing the finish line, he said something that now carries a haunting weight. Because you never know when the last one is. He then finished 17th in the All-Star race on Sunday. Brad Keselowski admitted he knew Busch wasn't feeling well, but said, when he ran the truck race last week, those thoughts were honestly kind of erased in my mind. Keselowski later addressed the intense pressure drivers face to keep competing. He explained, there's no shortage of drivers that would love to take my seat, so you try to power through it the best you can. Chase Briscoe called Busch's death a wake-up call for drivers, highlighting how athletes often hide illness to avoid being replaced. Everything collapsed on Wednesday. Busch was preparing to race Sunday at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Coca-Cola 600, one of NASCAR's most prestigious events. He was testing in a Chevrolet racing simulator in Concord, North Carolina. Everything appeared normal from the outside. Then, on Wednesday afternoon, Busch became unresponsive during the simulator session and collapsed on the bathroom floor inside the facility. Emergency services were called immediately. The 911 call, obtained by the Associated Press and USA Today, revealed terrifying details. An unidentified caller calmly reported that Busch was experiencing shortness of breath, extreme overheating, was coughing up blood, and felt he was going to pass out. The direct quote from that call is chilling. "I've got an individual that's got shortness of breath, very hot, thinks he's going to pass out, and is producing a little bit of blood, coughing up some blood." The caller confirmed Busch was awake, but lying on the bathroom floor. He then gave directions to responders and asked them to turn off sirens upon arrival. Busch was rushed to a hospital in Charlotte, North Carolina, where doctors immediately began trying to stabilize his condition. On Saturday, the Busch family released the official cause of death. The statement issued by Dakota Hunter, vice president of Kyle Busch Companies, read, "The medical evaluation provided to the Busch family concluded that severe pneumonia progressed into sepsis, resulting in rapid and overwhelming associated complications." The statement continued, "The family asks for continued understanding and privacy during this difficult time." Breaking down the medical timeline, what likely began as a sinus cold at Watkins Glen on May 10th progressed silently into severe pneumonia. That pneumonia then triggered sepsis. According to the CDC, sepsis is a life-threatening medical emergency that occurs when the body has an extreme, overactive response to an infection, causing the immune system to damage its own tissues and organs. The effects include widespread inflammation, microscopic blood clots, and blood vessel leakage. Sepsis can escalate from manageable to fatal within hours. This explains why Busch went from racing on Sunday to dead by Thursday. He was still competing while the infection was silently worsening, and physical exertion likely accelerated the progression. By the time symptoms became visible, sepsis had already taken hold, and doctors were unable to reverse the damage. His legacy is cemented in history. 234 total wins, most in NASCAR history across all three series, including 63 Cup Series wins, 102 Xfinity Series wins, and 69 Craftsman Truck Series wins. He won 2 Cup Series championships in 2015 and 2019, and his career spanned 22 years from 2004 to 2025. His final win came at Dover in the Truck Series just 6 days before his death. His polarizing personality made NASCAR more interesting. He never backed down from rivals, controversy, or competition. He was authentic, and even those who didn't like him respected his talent. In tribute, all 39 cars in Sunday's Coca-Cola 600 will carry a black number 8 decal. Austin Hill will drive the number 33 car in his place, and RCR is temporarily retiring the number 8 until his son Brexton is old enough to race. The family left behind includes his wife Samantha Busch, his 11-year-old son Brexton, his 4-year-old daughter Lennox, and his brother Kurt Busch. They have asked for privacy during this time. Busch's death sparked serious discussions about athlete health culture, with Keselowski noting that drivers fear being replaced if they sit out. Briscoe emphasized, "If something feels off, you need to get checked out." And those final words from Dover echo louder than ever, because you never know when the last one is. Nobody knew at the time how prophetic those words truly were. Kyle Busch wasn't just a driver. He was NASCAR. He was competition. He was energy. And now, with 234 wins, 2 championships, and a legacy that will never be broken, he is one of the greatest to ever do it. Rest in peace, Kyle Busch. And to his family, the entire racing world is with you. If this story moved you, please like this video to honor Kyle Busch's legacy. Our channel is new, and we're working hard to reach 1,000 subscribers. Your like and subscription genuinely help us keep bringing you these important stories. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a NASCAR update. And down in the comments, let us know, what do you think about how quickly this tragedy unfolded? And what is your favorite Kyle Busch memory? Drop your thoughts below.